Thank you very much, gentlemen. I'm joined by Mithy. So first off, congratulations. You got yourself the 2-0, and it seemed like a very clean series overall for G2. Did you come in today like prepping something that you wanted to specifically work on for the team, or was it just generally, we're going to smash them?
I think NIP is a low-tier team right now, so we didn't really expect to lose to them. We mostly focused this week on understanding our champion priorities for the new patch and like trying new stuff out, and not just. We were basically having some issues when we got like the Braum, Sejuani, Kalista bans, because that's all we were playing in scrims. So we kind of like tried to learn new champs, new priorities, and just figure out the meta a bit more.
Understandable. And even if like in game one you had some early game priority, didn't quite pan out as much, you managed to pick it back up in game two. Now, it seemed like not just your series, but even the one before it, were a lot slower than what we expected coming into patch 7.14 last week. Why do you think the games have been so much slower to start?
I think there's a big discrepancy in skill between the teams, probably, and that's the reason why one team can just get a lead and snowball it without the other team really contesting for it. So it's slow because you just don't want to make mistakes and you just want to cleanly sweep them off. And I guess if the other team doesn't really force you to make any mistakes, you just play a slow game and win it.
Well, that's fair, but I feel like it can get you caught just completely out guard one time, because it seemed like you guys in the first game were not expecting NIP to rush down that Baron. What was going through your heads when that happened?
Well, Infernal Drake was up, so we kind of tunneled too much on it. I think we should have probably just kept playing on Baron and used the fact that we have super strong mid game to make them face check. And if they try to put too many resources into face checking, then we can just walk to Infernal and get it for free. So yeah, we got a bit surprised, but yeah, it's fine.
Well, you still ended up taking the win anyways, and I've been a little unfair since you guys had a pretty crushing victory. I want to get your thoughts on some of the things that have been changing down in the bot lane, because you now brought out Alistar twice today, and it seems like that is suiting your style. Is that something that you like about this new meta?
Back then, 2015, I would play the meta that is being played right now. Trundle, Braum, I mean, not really, but like Trundle, Braum, Alistar, Cannon support, these kind of things was what I was playing back then, and that's kind of the meta that's back. But I feel like I'm really good at playing range supports too, so I'm just sad. I mean, I got my ass handed really hard at MSI and at Worlds, so I had to teach myself to play range support, so I'm just kind of sad that now the meta is back when I'm pretty sure I can be really good at range supports now. So yeah, now I can just play everything, I think. Well,
that's a good thing, especially with all the new international stuff coming up. So last question for you, Mithy, then. Since you guys have been playing pretty well across the board, the G2 slump is over. What's the next big challenge ahead? Is there anybody else in your group you're worried about, or is it all about that Week 10 showdown with Fnatic?
Not really sure how the standings are, and if we have any chance of taking over Fnatic, or if Misfits has any chance of taking us over. So I think we'll just do our thing and try to get good and understand the meta the best we possibly can for playoffs, and be able to adapt as fast as possible and just be like the old G2 that was always the first to learn the game in Europe. And that's kind of what gave us the biggest advantage, was the fact that we were just smarter at drafting and smarter at knowing what we wanted to play and how we wanted to play compared to other teams. So we want to be back at that level. And I think at the start of the split, we struggled on that because we just didn't have enough time. But I think now we've been able to catch up, and now we're probably just going to like go past the other teams. It's pretty likely.
All right, well, we'll see how you guys do coming into playoffs. Thank you very much, Mithy, and congratulations on your win.
Thanks.